Hi, my name is Wes, John Roberts. I go by Wes. I started uh, I started my life pretty simple. Had a real good upbringing, simple family, real nice, good morals. Ended up getting high for the first time and just loved it. And unfortunately, it led me to a life of crime and just depression and a lot of things that I regret doing. I'd seen Reboot probably 100 times. They opened up right around the block from my house. I stood in front of those doors many a nights and seriously contemplated going in. Just the dope kept me from doing so. I started drug court. I had no intentions on doing well. I figured I was going to flunk it and everything was going to be horrible, but got introduced to Reboot Jackson, and that's when life got better. Life got a whole lot better. I can't tell you. I spent as much time as I could at Reboot Jackson because it was a block away from my house. I loved it. The other two meetings I'd been to, I had to drive to Commerce, and one was in Athens. Reboot Jackson was right there in my home, literally. And the convenience of that, they couldn't have opened up in a better spot because that neighborhood that I lived in is just, it is the lion's den. That's all it's about is drugs. And that's what made it so hard for me getting into drug court was I didn't have the opportunity to go far away and be away from all the people. I was literally living back in the same home. Once I walked in Reboot stores, the environment, the people, the feeling of acceptance and love that you genuinely get from Reboot Jackson it's outstanding. It's amazing. And they genuinely care. It is a business, but it's not a business to them. They care about you, they care about your family. And as far as my family goes, I unfortunately gave up custody of 3 babies while in addiction. Did it for the betterment of my children. We are blessed enough to be in their life still, but we did lose custody of 3 children. And we got pregnant with my twins about a year into my recovery. And we thought we were going to lose them, but Reboot Jackson and Drug Court of Jackson County helped me to save our children and be able to keep them. For me, our first 3 children, we were deep in addiction, and it took a lot for us to sign over our rights. We did so our children could have a better life. Now, when my twins came along, the fear of losing them hit me real hard when we were in the hospital and defects showed up. I couldn't wrap my head around it. I called Jen. I called Kristen Waller from Drug Court. They helped us to set up a safety plan that helped to keep our kids in the house. By having Reboot in your corner when you talk to defects, it looks so much better because it shows you're actually trying to do something with your life rather than just floating or just trying to beat the system. Because trying to beat the system, you won't. I can promise you that. If I hadn't found Reboot, I'm not going to say I wouldn't have made it to drug court. It would have been a lot harder. I put a lot of my success on Reboot because Jen, John, Sunshine, Katie, all of them in some way or another have been there for me and my family. Your family, that's the best way I can put it to you. They are the most caring people that I've met in recovery to this day. It's not a hassle for you to call them if you need to talk, just to talk. You can talk to them for hours and they're there to listen. They're genuinely there for you, no matter what the situation. I'm telling you, the amount of love I have for these guys is crazy. I owe a lot of my success to them.